Yeah. Hi, Hendrik.
Hey,
How are you?
better.
Great.
I'm good.
I'm happy to hear
I'm
that.
good.
So I was just telling Rai that this meeting unfortunately hasn't had much traction, but I think I really appreciate that you joined because then we have traction. Woo!
Yeah. I join every Hiero meeting when I have nothing in Paraguay and I'm working. So
Okay, and the next one is the one where I really need your
yeah,
attention there.
I know, and I just had a sync with Diane on it. So both of us will be there.
Oh, I'm so happy.
Yeah.
Perfect, perfect. Yeah, Rai is gonna join us as well, so that's
Oh,
gonna
that's
be
yeah.
really great. Rai knows the backstory. I think I communicated everything to him what's going on.
Great.
But definitely he can help us with his past experiences, which would be great. Um, so I didn't had much of an agenda for this particular meeting. I think the important thing are, well, actually, well, can this one kind of more or less, but let me just go through it. So the reason why I put this here is because I've been noticing that, and I wanted to bring this to your attention that I'm afraid we're kind of losing a little bit of control of what goes in here. I know that there's a lot of people collaborating and that's great. But I get the feeling that part of that makes us lose a little bit control of what gets approved in that blog. And so far, what has been the content of what's going in, I think mostly it's posts about the standardization and vendor neutrality that is coming in, the Python SDK updates, and a few here and there's of voting status, which they're all good. But I just want to
Yeah.
make sure that we have a well-defined team reviewing this. And I think we're doing steps to avoid having any loss of control of this, what
Yeah.
goes into this
Yeah.
repo, with the office hours that the community call that we schedule for the website. I just wanted to bring this to your attention that we need to make sure that we don't lose traction of also what goes into the LFDT blog. I feel like the LFDT blog is getting a little bit lonely kind of thing, or a little bit unmaintained, and whether the
Mhm.
Hiero.org blog is getting a lot of attention.
Yeah. So my uh, point of view, I can understand it. And so what we did is, where I totally agree with you, we realized the last 2 weeks, hey, let's move this forward, have more control.
Mhm.
So we started to say, oh, we don't even have defined maintainers and committers for the block repo. Let's do that, right? So
Yes.
we have a list of maintainers and committers who should be responsible to know what should be in that block and what not. And I think the list, and I include you in it
Mhm.
because you are not a maintainer or a committer coming from LF, but
Mhm.
being a person who can commit, who can review, who can decide what should be there, what should be under the LFDT block. It's good to have you there.
Mhm.
And from the things that have been added to the Hiero block regarding the last um, the last articles, I would say none of them is something I would see
Mhm.
in the LFTT block.
Yeah, because
Because
it's very
I
specific, right?
mean, oh, that is, oh, we did a release. And I don't care if people add, oh, we did a release to that, right?
Mhm.
So for the elections, we added things to the LFDT block. And this Hiero Python SDK hours is too specific because it's like within Hiero, we have one sub-project, which is a Hiero Python SDK, and they now provide office hours.
Yeah.
The maybe the one with the biggest interest is the top one, which says, hey, the transition of the Hedera source to Hiero is like everything is now at LFDT. And now we're doing the last steps, which is really changing the namespace, and we have guidelines for that.
Mm-hmm.
And if you click on that, my point of view is you could make out of that a good article for the LFDT blog, but
Yes,
not
I
in
was
the shape
thinking.
as it currently is. Because in a
Right.
shape as it currently is, it's more like, okay, this is Java. For Java, we move from that namespace to that namespace. This is JavaScript. For JavaScript, we move from this to that. In a world with endless resources, we would give that to a person who's a very good writer, who creates a great article for the LFDT blog that deciders can read to understand, oh, they're really going down and even do this on the technical level. It's only not only marketing, but
Mm-hmm.
in that blog, it would be totally uninteresting from what version it is, what the change between Java and JavaScript, what would be good. There's a dual publishing. We have defined a specific transition period and all that. And out of that, we could create an article for the LFDT blog. The
Mm-hmm.
problem is I have no idea who should do that.
Gotcha. Yeah, I feel like this is very specific and definitely, I mean, Michiel, sorry if I'm
Yeah,
mispronouncing his name.
I
Michiel,
cannot pronounce it too. It's Michael.
I think it's Michiel.
Yeah, something like that.
I spoke to him about this article, and yeah, we both came to the conclusion. I brought it up to Emily as well, and the
Yeah,
three we came to the conclusion that this was in this case in particular was quite specific for what
yeah,
quite technical, right?
yeah,
Not for the LFDT one,
yeah,
and the other thing that Michelle brought up, which was also interesting, is that he wasn't sure whether to do the publication here first or in the Hedera blog.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I think I mentioned to him that we should do it here first and then announce it in the Hedera one, which
And
it's
that is how it now done. Yeah, yeah, it was here first. So after I merged that one, and at Hedera it was afterwards.
cool.
Yeah,
And so then I think what my next question is gonna be, who's gonna be tracking opportunities for publishing into the LFDT one? Because this, as you say, we could write a nice blog for the LFDT one that is not this detailed in that is a little bit more overall kind of oversight kind of article. But
yeah,
how are we gonna be delegating that, or who can we get to help us writing
yeah.
a good blog for
That's
LSD?
perfect question. Let's directly do the only, from my point of view, the only thing that makes sense. Let's create the schedule and
Yeah.
the invite for the marketing committee with a meeting slot right now, because that is marketing. That is something the marketing team should say, oh, there's something in Hiero that would be great to add it to LFDT or something like that.
Mhm.
So what we should do is find a good
So you're
spot
saying,
for a marketing meeting. And
other than the one that we already scheduled for next
we
week,
have
the one that we have, the website community
Yeah,
call.
that is more technical. On that, I hope we can work, like maybe review an article on the Hiero website,
Uh,
work on the Hiero website to make it look nicer, maybe to have more content. But what should be under LFDT? What should be under Hiero? Where should what be, that is for me marketing. And we said we want to set up a marketing subcommittee anyway. We want to work together with the LFDT marketing committee here and with people from the community.
mhm,
And we say this now before I was traveling to Geneva, so like kind of a month. And it's moving forward because a big problem with that is how to start. And I talked with people like at Hashcraft who are interested to attend and so on,
mhm.
but we do not have an appointment. So maybe we just do an appointment and see who
I
joins.
see.
And if
And
that's not working, we can even reschedule it. But if I have an appointment, I can send that to people and say, hey, this is the kickoff. You should be there. And then we can discuss those topics.
And who, let me just backtrack a little because I noticed that David joined and I want to repeat a little bit of what we're talking about. So we're talking about how the Hiero blog is getting a little bit of, it's getting, and this is good, this is not a bad thing. We're getting a lot of traction in what goes into the Hiero.org project blog, which
Great.
is great. But I was bringing to Hendrik's attention that the LFDT blog is getting a little bit over how do you say, a little bit less attention. So I am checking with Hendrik if I know that the content that have gone into the blog right now is very technical. It's specific to, for example, Python, or specific to Java. But I feel like we neglected the LFDT blog a little bit. So I want to make sure that that doesn't happen.
Yeah, and maybe we just talk to Emily and say if she has a recommendation, maybe she says, hey, once every other month, just plan to do something on the main blog. I mean, whatever she might recommend would be maybe something to keep in mind. I mean, some projects do more. I mean, there's certainly no requirement to have a certain number of posts on our blog, but, it is available to you. And I think, it's a good thing to do. So yeah, maybe we could just set a goal and try to keep to that.
Mm-hmm. Sounds good. And Hendrik, going back to your comment about scheduling the meeting with the marketing, do you mean our marketing, LFDT marketing, or your marketing?
So I had with a lot of people discussions. I think so regarding your marketing, that was something. So when I was in Geneva, I talked with Daniela and Hart about it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was Daniela who told me, there's the LFTT marketing group, and when we create a Hiero marketing committee, however we call it, Hiero marketing working group, Hiero marketing committee, just names, right? A group that is together working on all the marketing topics of Hiero. She said it would totally make sense to have the LFDT marketing committee involved and see this Hiero marketing committee as a subcommittee of LFDT marketing and Hiero, where those both meet, to
Yes.
not do something in a silo and one of the two sides have no idea about what is going on. So when we create something like that, from my point of view, it should be a meeting where in each meeting from both parties, at least one person is there. And it's not about those persons then need to do all the stuff. It's just if the LFDT marketing says for us it's good enough to be in this bi-weekly for 1 hour every second week. And by doing so, we are updated all the time what on the marketing side is happened in Hiero. That is good enough. Maybe they say we want to do more, right? I'm not saying they only should to be there and don't say anything. It's that is where I hope is a minimum to get all the people together in a meeting so that they are updated. So there should be, my wish is there is one people from the marketing from Hashgraph, one from the marketing from LimeChain, one of the marketing from LFDT, then somebody from the TSC maybe, and that is where I would say that is the minimum how this group should look like.
Okay. Okay, so let me just do one thing. David, should I bring this up in our next meeting that we have with the marketing team as well? Shall I go directly to Ben? Is that what's the best thing to do? I want to get them I want to pass on this message to them first before and check their availability before we actually plan the meeting with the Hendrik side marketing team.
Yeah, I can't speak to the availability of either Ben or Emily. I suspect, though, uh, um, they may, it'd be interesting to see what they want to do. I was going to say, I suspect that they would defer to, whatever the community wants to do and would be happy to support, but they would probably say they don't necessarily need to be there, but yeah, you can invite them. I wouldn't block on them. If you want to go ahead and set it up and then invite them to it. And maybe they attend sometimes, but not all the time. But,
For both and Ben, or just one or the other?
I would certainly let them both know what's happening, and you
Yeah.
can invite both of them. But again, I would suspect they would say they don't need to be in all the calls and would happy, I think that's the point of the guidelines, right? Like to set out they set for the blog, for example, they set out a bunch of rules, and if you're following the guidelines, they don't necessarily need to be in the loop, right? So,
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, I'll do that. Let me talk to them first, and then I set it up, Hendrik. And if in the meantime you can send me the email addresses of your party's side, and then I can set that up. How does that sound? Okay,
Fine for me.
perfect. Okay, thank you. Thank you for that. And yeah, I mean, the next week we start the kickoff of the next the website meeting that is just internal to us. So we're looking for triggering a little bit more collaboration there. So that not only on the blog side, but overall in the whole website, which I believe it does needs a little bit of it needs a little bit of love. In particular, well, this is updated recently, so that's great. In particular, this part, I would say, I think we need to brush this up. The
Yeah, that is and that is the idea. I mean, at the end, that will be marketing working group together with website marketing group, but the marketing working group can say, oh, we want this and those changes, but without a web developer or without somebody who's changing it, they cannot really do anything. So that is where I see the website group to really work on the website, to add content to it and things like that.
Yeah, and I was looking through the issues that we've got yesterday, and there's been very minor requests for, I think this change went in yesterday where we changed the naming of the hackathon that was mentioned here before, the Hacktoberfest. So
Yeah,
small things like this, we should.
exactly,
Okay,
exactly.
perfect. Okay, so then that's one of the items that I wanted to bring up. The other one is the graduation status. I wanted to sync up with you and see how we're doing. I know that this week was a little bit harsh because the tag wasn't at full capacity meaning Tracy wasn't available, and we really need Tracy there. But I'm wondering if we can continue with the document that I send you for review. So
Yes. And I mean, I told you the reason why I was not able to move
yeah,
forward as I
I understand.
wanted. I had a meeting with Sham and Diane, and I said my plan is to have it as a PR for the next tech meeting. Maybe it happens like 10 minutes before, but that from our point of view, we done with it within the next week. Yeah.
The next week. Okay, so yeah, I just
Yeah.
want to make sure that you and I are in sync because Sham, I think I have a week with him. How do you call it? I'm meeting with him next week. So I just want to make sure that everything is communicated the same way. So you're saying by the 7th, is that when the next TAC meeting, is that where we're expecting the application?
Yeah. That
Okay.
is the idea. Yeah. Are you on the 7th already in Vegas?
Yes,
Yeah,
I arrive on the 6th.
me too.
Okay, perfect. So then we'll sync up there too.
Yeah, because then we can even, so I have again like last week blocked my Monday for it because I travel on Tuesday evening to the airport and then Wednesday all day I'm flying.
Yeah. When do you
But
arrive?
excuse me?
When do you arrive to Vegas?
So my flight leaves Germany on Wednesday morning. So I assume I will arrive in Vegas Wednesday, something maybe 2 or 3 p.m. I don't know. I assume something like that.
Yeah, I think Ryan and I will be there by then already.
Oh, who you and who?
Right.
Oh, Ryan will be there
Yeah,
too. Oh, I
we are
had no idea. Oh, that's great. Finally meeting in person.
Yeah,
I
we'll
like
finally
that.
get to meet.
You guys
Oh,
never met
that's
before.
great. Yeah, but then we can really maybe on Wednesday come together, really together, not only in Zoom, and
Yeah.
do the last pieces on it, you know?
Yeah. Wow. Okay. I didn't know that you guys never met in person before. That's
No, 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 no.
perfect. And so yeah, Ryan and I arrive, I think, afternoonish, something like that. I need to double check, but I think it's like somewhat afternoon. So yeah, we'll it'll be nice to meet you. Well, give you a little bit of time for breathing, maybe take a nap, and then we can meet you that Wednesday or however you feel like. But yeah, that's gonna be great for us to plan the application. Okay, so then that's done. And yeah, last but not least, Rare Evo. I just wanted to sync up with you if you have any slides that. So I was starting to kind of plan the content of our presentation, but I wanted to see if I can leverage any of your previous slides. For example, I think the ones that you used in HederaCon, I think they might be a little bit too generic and not specific enough for what we want to present in Rare Evo, but I know that you had a couple of meetings, couple of presentations after that, and I wanted to see if you have any content that I can leverage and start contributing so that we can build our slides.
So, I have a lot, but what I not have is a final deck or started to create something concrete. What we should do is
I think if you add me to a presentation, then we can start both contributing to it.
so we could do it on Monday after the website community call, maybe.
Yeah, sure. I don't know. I hope it's not too late for you. But yeah, I mean, I'm.
Oh, that is 6 to 7 in the evening. Maybe I'm eating then by talking with you, but so let's try that out. So that is with
Let me see.
Jessica, because we should start doing it. Yeah.
Yeah, and
What
also,
I had all the time, my wish was to show this Docker component so that we in the thing we can do, hey, and you can now do those 2 commands. Then you have this network running, and now we can do an Hello World with an SDK on your machine against a full network running in Docker.
are you talking about the solo Docker environment?
That was my idea to do that. Yeah.
So we talked about this in the meeting we had a couple of days ago, right? And I am unsure of what's going to happen to that project. I know you want to bring it in, but at the same time, the solo team, it's concerned that it's basically taken away from the solo.
I had several meetings with Richard this week and with other people. I think we can show it.
Okay, so it's going in.
As I said, there are reasons why I don't have time this week to work on the graduation document. Don't want to say more on one of those meetings, but yeah, I had
okay. So it's going in as a separate
meetings about those topics. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, I just wanted to check on that. And I know that you had another
the
one.
worst thing that could happen is saying we destroy a project that allows you to use Docker.
Gotcha. Okay, so I might need your help there. I need to basically use it and see how it works so that I am able to help out in our presentation.
That is really, if you have Docker installed,
yes,
it's 2 lines. You need to build the container, and then you can start the container, and then you have an endpoint that you can use as a node of the network. And in the log of the container that is still in progress, you get your account with your private key, with your public key, with everything, so that you can just work against that container.
Gotcha. Okay, perfect. All right. I think that's all I had for our sync up. Do you have anything else that you want to talk about?
Give me a second.
Yes. In the meantime, right, David, do you guys have anything that you want to talk about?
Nope.
No, I didn't have anything else.
Just here to support.
So, I have some minor points.
You want me to stop sharing, Hendrik?
No, I don't need to share. I'm just writing in a chat a message. Somebody asked me something.
Okay. And I was going to tell you, I was checking
And
the
now
calendar.
I'm here with you.
Okay, go ahead.
So I have some minor points, David. So I did a session at a conference 2 weeks ago that was recording, which is on YouTube, where the recording is really quite good.
Oh, great.
Let me share it with you. Give me a second.
You think that we can leverage that for Ray Revo?
No, that I mean, what it is open source as a factor of trust is what I'm talking about. So why do we do that all in open source in the Linux Foundation? I'm fine to do the same at Where Evo. I was thinking at Where Evo we talk more about how really hands-on stuff. But I was thinking maybe David, that is, I don't know, something you could put somewhere on the newsletter on.
Sure. We have a
X.
developer newsletter. Sure.
Yeah. So I just sent it here in the chat.
Let me look. Great. All right, perfect. Yeah, I can put it in our next issue.
Cool. Then I have some, it's all German, but I have some German sessions in the near future after Where Evo, where I will talk about Hiero, what is, and I assume they will even be that in German because it's at German conferences and German meetups. How to handle that? Is that interesting for you at all, or do you say, oh yeah, the meetup will do?
No, absolutely, absolutely. Here, let me share my screen real quick. Here, we have, in fact, done some German events in the past, virtual, for example. So I think, we're a global community. I always encourage people to do things in, different languages. We have a very active community in Brazil, for example, that does a lot of content in Portuguese. If you ever wanted to do anything in German, I can connect you with some of the other German speakers in the community, and we could do a German language meetup and share it with some communities. I don't know, or if you already had, I don't know what specifically you were thinking of. Is this something you already had planned? I mean, we could.
That is the third topic that I had. Because I already taught it to you, I don't know, some months, I assume, ago. So I found a very good location where I'm live here to do hybrid events. So we will do it in September for the first time with a Java user group here in our hometown, and it's an interesting match because it's a very young company that is doing Dolby Atmos for, so they do the German translation for blockbuster movies and things like that. And they have a very, very good sound studio and things like that. And they bought a location that has a nice event hall.
Oh, nice.
And
So you can stream from there.
Yeah, and they are willing to do non-profit things for very cheap. So we pay for, I can tell you what we pay. We pay for a session at the JUG, which includes like those 2 cameras. It will be live cut with sound, with everything live on YouTube, and we will get the final cut then later. Everything included, we pay 500 euros.
Okay.
Well, I think that is really a very, very good price because you have 2 or 3 people there at the evening, doing the technical stuff and things like that. And I will do this test pilot with the Java user group. And if that works out, my wish would be to do to create an LFDT meetup in my hometown and to make once a quarter then a hybrid event, because I was this week at our university and at the Fraunhofer Institute, which is one of the biggest science institutes in Germany. And they currently create applications based on Besu.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, that was, I found that by accident, and we now met for the first time, and they were like, oh yeah, we would really like to work together with you and come together. So they had several applications based on blockchains that are currently in development. One is for, what is the English word of that? Give me a second. Hydrogen. So they have one
Huh.
application where they do like we track green hydrogen from
Huh.
the generation up to the pump kind of thing
Oh, that's
that
cool.
they develop, and another one that does the supply chain tracking for coffee, that
Hmm.
it's fair trade and things like that.
Oh, that's cool. And they're doing
And
they're doing that with Bezu.
yeah, they use Basic for that, and
Huh.
they are super interested. And so currently my plan is to looks like there is a hidden community, of people, and get them together, and then maybe do like with this hybrid event, because then you directly have it even on YouTube and things
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Other people can watch it and maybe do like a quarterly, however, event.
If you, yeah, if you want to do that, so I could help set up the meetup group and then help run the
Yeah,
events.
yeah,
We certainly can do hybrid events. We have done hybrid events in the past.
yeah.
If the room has a good setup, it works really well. We've had some people try to do it by like sticking a laptop in front of the speaker or the presenter and like
No,
trying to
no,
stream
I
it
don't
that
know
way.
if you can see it, but it's really like there
Oh
are
wow, yeah,
over 50 people fit in it. It has a bar and
that's
it has
great. And they have
professional
like good
guides and
AV.
things like that. Yeah, yeah, that is quite nice.
Okay, then
So
absolutely. Yeah.
yeah,
What we could do is we could set up Meetup makes it easy to host a
yeah,
hybrid event. We could have a page that has both the in-person information and the online information, and then we can share it with, if it's in German, we could share it with just the German speaking,
yeah,
countries in Europe. But if it's English, we can share it, more broadly,
yeah.
and we can get a pretty good, we've had pretty good audience for the hybrid
I
events in the
assume both
past.
can be fine, right? So I know it. I mean, I do the Java user group in my area, right? And I would say 70% of the sessions are German and 30% are English.
Yeah.
That is because we have from time to time speakers even from the States, like from Microsoft or Google,
Yeah.
coming to our JAG. This is then for sure English. If somebody from Germany does it, it's normally in German. And I would do it for that one quite similar. And yeah, so my plan is to see how it works with the jug, because that is all already booked, and we do a special event at that location with 3 sessions in a row, so that we really see how is the recording working and all that. And I hope I learn a lot out of that session, if it's doable and how it is doable. And yeah, once I have all that, I will present it here.
That's great. That's great. Yeah, no, I'm happy to do it. And I'm happy to have more content in German. I always encourage people to do stuff in local language so we can reach new parts of the,
Yeah,
community that aren't getting reached by the English language stuff. And again, if you want, there are a couple other German speaking meetup organizers. If you're curious if you're interested in get connected to them. Uh, um, I'm thinking specifically here, let me pull it up. The guy who is running the group in Hungary speaks a few different languages. He's done some German language events in the past. He's very
oh,
technical.
okay.
He's a developer. This year he's been doing this monthly, what we call a ZK Learning Group event. He's really into kind of zero knowledge development
Yeah,
right
okay.
now. And so if you'd want to do something in German, he'd be happy to do something with you. So that's as an offer if you want to consider doing stuff in German
Yeah,
with other meetup organizers.
sounds great. So I mean, since September, I'm for anyway 2 times in the US until September, so I don't do anything else than the things that are already planned. But then in September, in the first week of September, we have the Java user group, I think on the 2nd of September. And I hope like 1 week later I get I mean, it's streamed on YouTube anyway, but we have the videos and everything together. And then we can have a look at it and decide, does it make sense? Do we want to do it? I mean, and if we do it as said, a recording, it's like 500 euros. So we need to get sponsoring for that then. But I suggest to move that into the September.
Oh yeah, I'm happy to help, whenever you're ready to talk about it. In terms of sponsoring on our end, we have a limited budget on meetups. We can provide, our policy is to provide for a group up to $250 for the initial event, kind of as kickstarting
Yeah,
funds, and then going forward, we'd help you connect with other maybe our member organizations or other organizations in the area. And we've typically found that we can find people who will help support local meetup groups. So we can provide a little bit of funding, but most of our support in terms of sponsorship is networking to help you find other people who can support.
And I agree on that. And I mean, we have a good community. I mean, I'm leading the Java user group since 2012 or something. And that works exactly the same, right? We have for each meetup, and we do like every second month. Before COVID, we even did it monthly. Now we do every second month. And for every month, we have a company that pays for drinks and food.
Oh, that's great. And that works well.
So and that works very well. This now would be a little bit more expensive because of the streaming technology. So it's maybe instead of, we do it at our location and pay 200, 250 for food and drinks, it's like 750, but then it's not in our location. But I assume even for that, it would be possible to find sponsors. And my assumption is, I never asked, but I can assume like Hashcraft maybe sponsors and an event because so
And you can let sponsors know, like if they were to sponsor an event, we'd thank them for that. We'd, if we did a post on, I mean, we do, we'll post on LinkedIn and Twitter about an event, and we can thank them. We can say thanks to whoever for hosting and that sort of stuff.
Sounds good.
Great. Cool.
Perfect. All right. Anything else that we want to discuss?
Yeah, I got nothing. I'll see you all in 20 minutes, I guess.
Yeah, see you in a few.
All right,
Sounds
bye.
good. Thank you.